So you'll need to decide in your team who is going to play first, second and third. And you will play alternately this time. So player 1 from one team will play, followed by player 1 from the other team. Christy here will keep your scores as we go. We will wait for all 3 players from both teams to finish before we decide a winner. So at this stage it's not sudden death. The way you find out your box numbers is Christy has a bag of numbers here and Simon has a bag of numbers over there.
Okay, so we're doing the finals a little bit differently this year.
The highest ranked team has the privilege of deciding if their first player will go first or second.
Okay, so if I have this straight, they've changed the way the finals is.
Spectators, while they're deciding their order of play, if you want to come down and stand closer to the windmill hole here.
Okay, so, all right. So if I have this right, okay, so
Sly as a Fox have nominated to go first, and their first box picked was box 1.
okay, so John Angel from Sly as a Fox is playing first, so they're going to play an alternate fashion. John Angel from Sly as a Fox. This is the iconic windmill hole. This is the finals of the team event. That looks like an excellent shot. Oh, just misses on the right. So he's going to finish out. But then the player from the other team, the Ale House team, the little Ale House, it's basically player 1 versus player 1, player 2 versus player 2, player 3 versus player 3. So Sly as a Fox is conferring over what John Angel needs to do as far as to secure his par. It's still lowest score wins. Great putt.
2 scores.
Okay. So that was John Angel. Now Little Ale House. He's going to draw a number from the basket.
Oliver Reed are playing from box 3.
There's Oliver Reeder from Little Ale House is going to play from box 3. Box 3 is a little bit more difficult of an angle. You're almost always going to miss left. Gets it through. Okay, it's going to be a little bit long. It should bounce off the wall just slightly. Okay, that's not too bad from there. Most of the putts around this hole, keep it inside the cup and it should go in. Excellent shot. Great shot. Great shot. So box 3 is the most difficult one to get close to the hole because of the angle you're coming from in years past. Box 3 wasn't quite as far to the right. This is Ricky Turner playing from box number 2. So far we have equal score. Settles in. Oh, Ricky hits the windmill blade. Oh no. He kings it back to the tee with no penalty. Hitting for 2. Oh no, hits the blade again. Hit the blade again. It's unfortunate. It's a bit nerdy when you're up here and the crowd's watching in the finals. Come on, Ricky. It's unfortunate. He's just off with his timing. Not only do you have to hit it with the right pace, but you have to have the right timing. There you go. Come on. Come on, ball. All right, good shot. Very unlucky. You get a little bit off with your rhythm, a little bit off on your timing.
5 score.
Unfortunately, that's a 5. It's okay. His teammates are there to pick him up. Always going to be encouraging. Oliver Reed from box 1. I think that's the wrong name. Pretty sure we had Oliver already play. He's playing for box 1. Gets it through, no problem. This looks great. Oh, just misses on the right. Little bit of meat on that bone left. Little extra meat. Still going to be very straight. When I aim this left center and just get it going. No wind to worry about. Absolutely calm conditions. Get there. Yes.
2 score.
There's the tiniest bit of a dish there. Not intentional. Okay, James Shaw. James Shaw needs an ace. James getting down like Camilo Villegas.
Box 3 for Sly as a Fox.
All the way on his belly to read the putt. Box 3. I thought it was box 2. That was Rocky. Or Ricky, sorry, that was Ricky. James saw box 3. He's got to find a way to make this. Oh, it just barely got through before the blade. Wow, that was so close. Alright, there's another one, same thing. Just keep it inside the cup and get it started. Yep, that's it. Good shot.
2 score.
The last player from the little ale house is up playing for box 2. Yep, no problem. Get there. Get up there. All right, great putt. Great putt. This. For the win. Yeah.
2 score. Oliver Reed Temperance Society win. 6 strokes. Sly as a Fox runners up with 9 strokes. Presentation will take place over here by the windmill shortly. See you in 2 minutes. Thank you.
All right, Little Ale House wins with 6 strokes. Unfortunately for the Sly Foxes, they had 9 strokes. Little Ale House wins the 2026 World Crazy Golf Championship team event. I had a malfunction there and was only to capture the very end of the event. I was trying to get the semifinals as well. I'm going to have the presentation here shortly. Do you have any? Oops. Chat. Yeah, Canada. It was Waseda style. Player v player. But unfortunate for Mr. Turner, but he'll shake it off and he'll do great over the weekend. So we're going to keep this live during the trophy presentation. Looks like they do the top 6 teams.
No, top 2.
Just top 2. Okay.
On green head, it's done exactly the same thing.
He just got off with his timing. It was just backwards. Yeah, mental block and yeah, happens to us all. I've done it.
So, ladies and gentlemen, please give a hand for our runners-up in the team events 2026. Sly as a fox.
John the Stance Angel, Ricky Red Fox Turner, and James Sharpshooter Shaw. You got a feel for Ricky. We've all been there. I've hit the windmill blades in the tournament as well. He kind of just got caught in a mental block. This is the trophy presentation, taking the pictures. It really is a thing here. I mean, it is past 8:30. Actually, it's exactly 8:30 here, local time in the evening, and we still have all these people that are still
And
dedicated.
the winners, the champions, the team champions of the World Crazy Golf in 2026, the Oliver Reed Temperance Society.
Oliver Reed Temperance Society wins 2026 World Crazy Golf Championship team event. With a team score of 6.
Let's hear it once again for our winners. Oliver Reed Temperance Society, champions 2026. Thank you everybody for taking part. It's been a tremendous
That's right.
event this evening. We look forward to the rest of the weekend.
Not only do you have to
Bright
worry
early
about-
tomorrow. Thank you.
Yeah, we're gonna start
Good
it.
night.
8 o'clock a.m. local time, weather permitting. It's supposed to be an absolute torrential downpour all day long. Today, gorgeous night. The wind died down. It's basically the calm before the storm here. I mean, look at the flags are barely even moving. Let's start the tournament right now. It'd be great. But we can't. So it was a quick finals and quick presentation, but here we are. And I thank you everybody for watching. So I'm going to start. I'm not sure exactly what time tomorrow. If it's torrential pouring and and the wind's really bad, maybe I'll wait a little bit to start the stream. It's going to be wet. It's going to be difficult. The players here, a lot of players here are prepared for it. Us in the USA, not so much. So it's going to be quite difficult for me personally. But it is what it is, and we've all got to deal with it. And I really appreciate everybody watching. And yeah, another one in the books. Thanks again. I'm glad that I'm kind of back and doing this. I've kind of gotten reinvigorated here in the last few months to bring this to you. I'd like to thank the Hastings Adventure Golf staff.
Still open for practice if you really want to. The staff here
actually,
close at 10 o'clock. So if you haven't had
Since
enough,
we are open for
you still wanna
practice,
practice for Saturday or Sunday, help yourself.
why don't we
Thank you.
get a little bit of work in here. You see that head fake? That was sweet. If I can find my ball. I don't know where it is. Is it in here? Oh no. Will they give me it? I don't know where it is. I don't know if I left it in a cup or.
Yeah, they'll
they'll give you.
They'll give me another one. Okay. All right. So somebody's gonna let me use his ball, and let's go over here actually. We'll do it on 6. I showed 6 earlier, but the wind's calmed down and things are a little bit easier to kind of explain. So here's what we're gonna face tomorrow and Sunday. So you have the 3 boxes. When you play, when you in your group, you're going to be playing in groups of 3, and whoever's listed, everybody's going to play from the same box. So it doesn't matter what order you're in, what the honors are. Here, the rules are whoever goes first stays and goes first the entire time. So what they like to see is 1 pro in each group, and the pro kind of has, it's not required, but you're kind of obliged to kind of help the other players in your group, help them around the course, kind of show them the shots, kind of help them with their par putts. It does help speed the tournament, move it along. But it's not mandatory you do that, but it is a nice gesture to kind of help some new players who have never played it before. So everybody will play from box 1. If you look at my putter, this is basically a standard size putter. This box is only about a putter wide. In years past, this box would have been about here, and then this box would have been about this wide, and then the same thing with box 3. It actually would have been a little bit tighter. So you can place the ball anywhere inside the box, anywhere you want, or on the line. You can't place it on the outside of the line like that. This would be an illegal tee. The center of the line needs to be in the spirit of the game anyways. So this particular putt, you play from the center of the box, the front line on 1. And then on this carpet, there's actually some blemishes. There's a blemish right there, which kind of lines up with the left side of the cup, right on the left edge. And if you get this ball started on line, you have a great chance to make it. That was a bit left. So I missed that mark just a little bit to the left. But if you can hit that spot, basically you're aiming, you want to aim right on the left edge of the cup. You have a great chance. The holes 1 through 9, you have an amazing chance to score well if you're hitting the ball well. That's a little better shot. It's going to drift to the right. Yeah, just get the ball started on line. You have a good chance to make it. You want to keep the ball short. The back hill here, it can actually turn around and go back in. You definitely don't want to go on the other side of the hill. And it's the same thing. So round 2, everybody plays from box 2. So your box 2, it's a very straight putt. Straight. And you have a good chance to make it. So just get it out there. That ball just rolls pretty true straight down the line. Over the years that I've played this, the carpet's been new, the carpet's been old, it's getting thin. Here you have newer carpet, there's a seam here, and then older carpet. So box 3, I haven't even tried this yet today. It's kind of good that I'm practicing because there's a lot of shots I haven't practiced with. In past, this ball would break slightly to the left. There's kind of a gouge in the carpet here that I'm using. I want the ball to roll like right on this line. But again, I haven't even hit a shot, so I'm playing more kind of right corner. I'm going to try to hit just left of that gouge, and so hopefully the ball turns left. Just not hard enough, but you can see how that ball was starting to curve a little bit to the left. And then when you come back for round 4, you'll play from box 1, round 5, box 2, round 6, box 3. And if you're in the top 18 for the crazy round, you get to pick whatever box you want to play from. So whatever holes you get more comfortable with certain boxes and certain tee areas, you'll be able to have that advantage. Oh, that was unlucky. But you'd have the advantage of, you can play a certain lane a certain way. You can play, if I'm really good from box 1 on this one, then I would play from box 1. But if I'm on a different box on the windmill hole or other holes. So that's the gist of lane 6, is get the ball to the cup, but not hard enough that it goes over this little tiny speed bump. If you go over the back, it's more difficult, but it is possible. If you get it just in the right spot, the ball can turn around and go back in. So keep it short, keep it exactly cup high and short of that speed bump, and you'll have a good time doing well on 6. All right, let's go to 7. All right, so here's 7. Here's the tee boxes. This is up the hill, and you need to get past this obstacle here. If your ball ends up staying up here and it doesn't come down, you have to pick it up, take it back to the tee, and replay your shot, but there's no penalty. So you go up the slope, and you can either go left or right of the triangular obstacle. You drop off the ledge, and it drops down to the square where the cup is. So depending on which box you play from, which side of the wall you want to hit. So from box number 1, and I think most people from box number 2 are going to play to the left side, and you're trying to hit the wall as late as you can. Even if you miss the wall completely, as long as you get it through here, it's fine. Your ball's going to end up stopping over here, and you definitely want putts that are putting back this way towards the cup versus coming this way. These are more downhill. This tilts from back to front and from right to left, okay? So if you have putts from down here, these putts are just barely right center. It's very straight. Everything from back here, this is where you want to be. If you're going to miss it, you want to be back here because it's very straight. If you end up with a putt like this, where you kind of hit a shot where you didn't quite get it back to the back wall, and you're over here, these putts can be extremely treacherous. You're just barely getting it started, and then at the last second, it just kind of dives towards the hole. So you definitely want to be somewhere down in this quadrant. It's a super critical hole for you to try to make a 2 on every time. Can you make an ace? Yes. But the wall is not that consistent. So you start from the top right corner. You're aiming, like I said, to hit. You want to hit the wall anywhere past the apex of this hill, but really as far down as you can. It's just going to get a little kiss off of here. The object is to try to hit the back wall somewhere in this area, and that'll get you to line up with the cup. You want to make sure you hit this hard enough to hit that back wall so that it comes back towards the cup. Just a little kiss like that off the back, kick it towards the cup. That's how you can make it from box 1. Now, since they've changed these and made the boxes smaller, the players have had to modify their shots. I have not tried this from box 2 or 3 yet. It is possible to go off the right side. You're not going to have as good of a chance of an ace. If you go off the left side, the angle is going to increase off of here, right? So more than likely, you're going to hit the wall right here, and you're going to end up this way. So it's the best chance you have to make an ace is to miss the cup on the left, right? On the left, just like I did. It is possible to do it on the right. So I'm going to try this out of the top left corner, box 2. Aim down there to hit the wall late again. So that was a little early. Okay, this is what I was telling you about, where if you just didn't quite get it off the wall, now I have this downhill putt. The putts that are directly behind the cup are straight for the most part, but you got to hit it pure. This is one that I would probably hit a little bit faster and just to try to keep it on line. Just hit that one a little bit firmer. Over here, it's definitely more finesse shot, but straight back behind the cup, just hit it firm, aim at the center of the cup. Now from box 3, we definitely want to go down the right side. When you go down the right side, you don't even touch the wall. This will influence the ball to actually go back to the left. So you can play a shot where you just roll it through here and the ball will turn left, and you'll hit the wall here and still have a chance to make it. So this is from box 3. I won't even try to hit the wall. Just give it enough pace to get it close to the wall, but you'll see the ball start to turn back to the left. So I'll play it from the top right corner. And I'm basically aiming about the width, like one putter head. It's probably going to want to get the ball started in here. If you got the ball started too far left and hit it slow, it would actually turn into the triangle. So I don't want to hit the wall and I don't want to hit the triangle. So a little bit of a push for me. So a little bit to the right. Get it down here. You see the ball turn to the left, catches the wall, comes back in. And that was a great chance to try to make an ace out of box 3. Don't use the wall. Just use the feature here where this will just kind of turn it to the left. And you saw how close that came for an ace. So that's the gist of playing lane 7. All right, for those of you who missed it earlier, lane 8. Same thing, it's 3 boxes. The water wheel, you avoid hitting the white ones. You can go onto the red ones. 99% of the time, every blue moon, underneath here, the ball can bobble and you can hit one of the red ones, but it's very, very rare. So avoid the white ones. There's not much to it. As far as, you know, there's not really any hills or anything like that. And the hole just sits right back here. It's a very inviting shot. If you're really playing well, you can make this one a very high percentage of the time. So, all right. From box 1, I like to play from the top left corner. And I'm basically aiming right center of the hole, okay? There's some paint out here that I'm looking at for a guy, but I'm basically aiming maybe right edge or maybe right center. You just want to get it good started on line and be aggressive with it. The ball will make the tiniest gentle left-hand turn and you have a great chance of making this. The blades move slower than the windmill, so you just want to take a little extra time. Oh no, but that's the gist of it. How you play out of box 1. 2 and 3, I haven't quite played it yet this year, so we'll just learn it together. But you just basically want to find the line. If you get the ball started too far right, it'll drift to the right. If you get the ball started left, it'll just catch and you'll just kind of turn to the left. There's actually some ripples out there. That'll affect the route of the ball. Okay, so this is a guess. Also, I will say, I'll bring this back over here. So I'm gonna play from the top right corner. See what happens? Bobbled through there, a little turn, and that one held. Okay, so I basically aimed at like right edge as well. Now, one thing I always preach is having something to aim at, having that confidence, right? On box 3. Hey, yeah, doing well. On box 3, if you look closely, it's hard to see the cup because of the blades, okay? But out of box 3, actually, we'll do it right down the line. If you look really closely, let's get this centered. And if you pay attention to the shape of the box, this line lines up very well with the cup. So some of these, you'd play them from the back and you just run it right down the line. Okay, there's actually another hole that I do this with. This should be a pretty good shot. I hit it good. Right down the line. Okay, that started to drift a little bit to the right. So to make an adjustment and maybe just aiming at that corner. It's not for everybody, but it'll kind of give you a track to hit the ball down. Not everybody can use a mark or something that's close, that is that close. Okay. So, but visually to me, this looks like it lines up. So maybe I don't play it exactly in the corner. I move it over slightly. And now I'll try to run it through there Just the tiniest little left. Okay, that one still stayed a little bit to the right. So I'll just have to fine tune it and make the adjustment there on how to give myself the best chance to make it here on lane number 8. Most of the putts, when you hit them long, they're going to end up here to here, and these putts, you just keep them in the hole. They don't really do too much. Just keep it inside the hole, and it's fine. All right, on to number 9. So we're just going to do this real quick. Okay, 9. I played box 1 from the top left corner. I'm basically aiming about center cup from here. There's a little rise. If you don't hit the ball hard enough, it will turn around. Right? It will turn around. The apex of the hill is here. It will turn around and it'll come all the way back off. So just make sure you get it up over the first rise here, and make sure you give a nice aggressive stroke, because there's really no danger by the cup. Top left corner, aim right at it, give it a go. Nice, good stroke. That one just stayed right on the right edge. Usually that ball will take a very, very, very tiny, gentle left-hand turn. And again, these putts from back here, once you take your little spacing, you're just basically aiming right center. And that's all it is. And for 2 and 3, you just got to try to find whatever works for you, whatever lines up for you. This hole kind of plays what we call a little fishy. So here's another one where this right line kind of lines up with what I'm looking at anyways. So bottom right. Did I hit it hard enough? That's dead center. That was dead center, last roll, perfect. So bottom right, straight down the line. Now that ball never left the center of the hole, so that was no doubt about it. So I will play that shot throughout the weekend. And then box 3, same thing. Just want to try to find whatever visually works. It just, when I stood behind this, right? If we get this camera like directly behind here, and you just look down that line, from the box number 2, that just visually looks like it just lines right up with exactly where you want to go. Maybe in a perfect world, it's aiming like maybe like right center inside the right lip. But okay, so box 3, same thing. Just want to find something that works. There is the option to use this wall. It's very smooth. A lot of the wall is not very smooth. There's little pebbles that are sitting in there. So sometimes if you can't find something to work, then you just use the sidewall. So I'm going to try, there's a gouge in the carpet here. I'm going to try to hit that and see what happens, and just kind of make an adjustment from there. That was left of it. And that hit the left edge. So I think if I was about a quarter of a ball to the right of that probably would have gone. So let's try to hit a better putt. Need to start it slightly farther right. Get really close to hitting that. And that was even farther left. That was weird. That was even farther left, but that one actually kind of tailed back to the right. So there's some variance there. That, to me, that would mean it's fishy, because I hit that one farther left, but then it missed to the right, whereas the first one was really close to the mark and it missed left. All right, so we can either play the same line and hit it faster. We'll add a little bit more pace to it. I was very close to the mark I wanted to hit, and that one stayed to the right. Sorry, I only have one ball. I have to keep walking back and forth. Or, maybe slightly change the tee. So I was starting here, maybe move it over a half of a ball. Try to hit the same spot. with some pace. Okay, I missed the spot to the right that time. So I don't know if we're going to be able to see this on camera or not. I don't know if you guys can see. Sometimes there's little gashes, little marks, like right there. That's maybe somebody, you know, took their putter one day and they just kind of hit it, or a customer or something like that. But there's a little gash right there that I'm trying to roll the ball over. And it makes it easier to aim and to kind of remember, okay, I'm aiming at this and that's never going to move. Like, don't try to use a feather or something that might move. The rain might wash it away. So this is kind of fishy, right? So let's go middle and try to hit that spot again. I missed it just barely on the left. Okay, so like I said, there's something here that's not letting the ball just kind of track to the cup. So when you hit enough shots and you're like, okay, it's just not lining up. You're hitting your spot. It's kind of tailing right. It's kind of tailing left. Then you got to pull out some other tricks. And one of these is just hit that sidewall on the side like that and get the ball rolling that way. If you hit a nice gentle hit, all I got to do is adjust the spot, and that will kind of take out some of that fishiness or variance down in this section, because there's something happening here where if you get on one side of a carpet line, it's staying to the right. On the other side, it's kind of going to the left. So I thought that was a pretty good try. I'm kind of aiming at the number 9 score post from here. That's too slow. But you see how that ball wants to track towards the cup. That was a bit too slow. It's all about learning whatnot. I've been trying to work on streams all day and I have hardly any practice. So let's do it. Let's put a little more pace on it. I didn't even touch the rail that time. Look at that. That ball didn't even touch the side. So there's some raised carpet here that helped influence that ball with the perfect pace to get it to go back in the cup. That never even touched the wall. So that's a good sign. That's a great sign, actually. So let's see if we can repeat that. There's a little caterpillar out there. Almost ran him over. So it looks like it's very hard to repeat that exact shot, but you know, just hit the wall. They have a chance. Tomorrow it's going to be wet. This floods. You'll get puddles down in here. This will be soaked. So you're going to be going from very wet, soppy, to dry, to very wet and soppy again. It can be quite difficult. Okay, let's see if we can do 10. This has been kind of the weak section of the course for as far as the signal. It'd be great if I can get this, because we have not talked about 10 yet at all. Okay, so 10. You can't go straight at the cup. From box 1, 2, and 3, you're basically hitting the same spot on the back. Get your pace right. Same spot on the back. Get it out there, let it kick off, and let it kick over towards the cup. All right, so the cup sits over here. That was an excellent shot. There is an alternate way to play it from box 1, where you use this at a double rebound shot, but you're just adding extra variance. Okay, so you play it from the left side. You're just adding an extra variant to this. Kick, bring it over here, kick it that way. So you can play it like that if you want to. But one thing you have to keep in mind is over here in this section of the hole, this slopes to the left. It's really the only part of the cup, only part of this lane that has much slope to it. So if you try to play that rebound shot here and you end up in the corner, bad things can happen. Why add an extra thing if you don't need to? But same thing in box 2 and 3. You can pretty much put it anywhere Just get it down there with the right pace. This is basically all about the pace. Get it off against the wall. Let it get over there. It's hard to make it, but you can get it close. It's just not one that you really want to go for, and I'll show you why. Same thing, box 3, probably play top left corner. Get it out there. Kick it over. Make your par, move on. See if we can get back in this corner. Okay. I'm praying this stays on. Okay. Wow, looks like it's connection is staying great. So, if you go for this and you hit it too hard and you miss, you're going to come over this mound and your ball could end up down in this channel right here. And that's the worst place you can possibly be. So these are kind of like American football shaped little mounds. If you can get it on one side of the mound, it'll curl back. If you get it on the other side of the mound, it'll come over. But then you have this very difficult putt. And if you've never practiced this before, you just don't know exactly where to aim. So when you saw at the end, the ball went up the rise, it went to the right, and then it went back to the left as it came down. And similar, if you hit it too far right, you can end up getting stuck. You can end up getting stuck back in this area too. If you get unlucky, the ball can roll out and you can end up all the way over here. And then these putts break to the left. That ball just, this hill influences it and the ball breaks to the left. So hole 10 is one that you really need to pay attention to and concentrate on. And now we're going to head over to 11. I'm really surprised that I'm able to get this section of the course. This is fantastic. So hole 11 is the lighthouse hole. Well, because there's a lighthouse. It is like this in the middle, but then there's 2 exit points that sit at an angle. When you hit the shot, the putt breaks ever so slightly from right to left. So you want to try to keep your ball centralized as much as you can. You want to try to hit this ball at the pace that it goes through the lighthouse, off the back wall, and come back in. That wasn't quite hard enough. Okay, see, that ball is all the way up against the wall. That is not what you want. You want to hit the ball hard enough so that it hits the wall and it starts to come back towards the cup. That's a very safe way to play it. Now that we come from behind the hole, you can see the 3 exit points. So if you're a little bit off, ball can exit through here. It can kick off of there and go in, but that's not something you're playing for. Oh, sorry. And then box 2 from the middle. Roll it through, hit it off the back wall. I even want to hit it a little bit faster than that. The ball should really hit the back wall so that it has a chance to come back and either go in or be really, really close. The dangerous putts on this hole are the ones that when you're over here, if you lip out and you end up over here, those putts will kind of wiggle to the right. If you don't make it past the obstacle, again, if you don't make it past the obstacle, you have to take it back to the tee and you have no penalty. Your ball can rattle around and end up over here. These putts actually really aren't that bad. It's very straight, but it's slightly uphill. Okay, it's not that bad. If you get anywhere in this area, it's very, very straight. It's the ones that you're putting from these corners that can have some movement to them. That one's pretty straight. So if you're directly hole high, That's pretty straight. But back here, that putt wants to break a little bit to the right. So that putt, it wanted to turn a little left. So you always want to practice from the corners. You just want to know what you're getting yourself into. Yeah, that just wants to catch here. Some ripples in the carpet. Some footprints could be influencing it. See what happens if I tap that down. See, I tapped it down and it stayed in the cup. So sometimes there's some little scuff marks. People drag their putters, drag their feet. So you want to make sure you kind of pay attention to that because you saw that directly influence what I was doing and what was happening to that putt. All right, hole 12. A great chance for an ace. All 3 boxes, great chance. It's slightly uphill, but it plays fast. The carpet is thin and it plays quick. So, top left corner, box 1, center cup. And make sure you hit it hard enough. That was dead in the center of the hole. As the night comes on, the carpet gets a little bit slower. So on center cup. Oof, unlucky. Okay, box 2. I like playing it from the right side, bottom right, following it down the line. Perfect. From box 2, bottom right, right down the line. Box 3 is top right. Let's gouge out there. This should be just kind of like a left lip. Oh, get there. So I'm a little light on the speed, but you see all 3 of those. There's really not much to this one except it's slightly uphill, but it does play fast. I will show actually that this is a flower. This is called the flower hole, and I'll show you why here in a second. There you go. Top right corner. There's a big old black smudge right there, running over. You have a great chance. Let's get it online. All right, this is called the flower hole. Take a look. These are little depressions. They can be very difficult to get out of. Little depressions, you space your ball right in the middle, and you just try to do the best you can and just kind of pop it out of there and hope for the best. This is definitely something that the players are going to be practicing. All right, so all these, most of the time, the players end up back in this one. This one's a little bit bigger than that one is, so you have a little bit more backswing. It's not too bad. Just a quicker stroke, kind of pop it, and just get the ball started right down the center of the cup. And you can save it from there. Okay. 13. Another good chance for an ace. This is awesome practice bonus time, by the way. The tee boxes positions have changed a little bit. In the past, these boxes were a little bit farther this way. So I found I want to play from the bottom right corner. I'm going to be running the ball through here. I want to miss the cup to the right. Okay, off the back wall about here. The ball will kick this way, but then it will turn to the left and go in. You cannot play this shot direct because if you try to play it slower, when you get close to this wall, this influences it to the right. and it will always miss to the right. If you try to play it with the dead weight, exactly cup speed. I'll show you that. So there's a dead weight, cup speed. Look at that ball just take off to the right. Okay, obviously I hit it a little bit slower and it exaggerated it more, but you see this influences it to the right, this little mounding. Right, so if we just take the ball, look how that pushes it away. Okay. So you play from the bottom right, you put more pace on it. I'm aiming basically at the cup. You put more pace on it so that it just misses the cup on the right. It hits that wall in the back. Sometimes you're going to get a weird kick like that and it's going to kind of squirt around, but that's exactly the strength that you want it. That's what you want. The walls on this particular hole are not smooth. You're going to get some randomness. When you play out of box 2, so I like to play out of box 2 from the bottom right, almost down the line, the tiniest little push to it. Same strength. Get it down, push it down there. You want to miss the hole on the right, kick it off the back. If that had a little bit more pace, that was probably in. But it's a tap in. It's very consistent if you can hit the wall between here and here. Very, very consistent. Box 3, same thing. Find your spot. So this almost looks like I can play bottom left and go right down the line. They're still lacking in speed, but you can see I'm getting a very similar kick, and the ball's ending up right next to the cup. Like, all 3 of those shots were very acceptable. But again, the back wall, it's hard to tell, but there's a lot of pebbles here. And if you can get the ball kicking, just passing the right edge and get it kicking back like this, you can see how that ball wants to go and turn back that way. Kick it back like that, and you can have a good chance to make 13. Right on to 14. 2 speed bumps, hole sits on the plateau. Box 1, I like to play it off the left wall from the top left corner. Just a little kiss. You want to just barely kiss the wall right up here. Anywhere up here is fine. And it'll just kind of gently turn towards the cup. The green itself is fishy like hole 9, where you can hit one and it turns in, and you can hit one and it stays straight. This one I found, at least I know if I hit a good shot, it's going to have a chance. That one didn't even touch the wall, but you can see how it's curving over. It was short anyways. But even if you don't touch the wall, it'll still curve back towards the cup. You should try to kiss the wall just barely. Just a little kiss like that. It'll start turning over there. I need to kiss it a little bit harder. But that's how I play it out of box 1. You can make it straight, but you're hitting it firm. And some of those putts from back behind the plateau aren't quite that nice. All right, box 2. Box 2 is one that I would play from the bottom right and go right down the line. As it goes over the hills, it's going to want to drift to the right. Right, so bottom right, down the line. It's not hard enough. Ah, I keep lagging it. Good Lord. That one actually looked like it wasn't going to turn back to the right. Let's play just a little farther right than that. That one just stayed dead straight. Maybe hit a little bit too fast. That one stayed dead straight. So the putts from back here, you're basically aiming to keep the ball on the plateau. You're aiming at the left edge Wow, that one actually turned left. Keep it on the plateau. That was kind of the first thing I said there, right? Keep it on the plateau. All right, box 3. Top right corner. Maybe aiming right edge. Oh, look at that thing just really start to hook left. It's all part of learning. These are shots I have not practiced at all with these brand new boxes. So we're just basically learning the course together right now. Oop, sorry. You want to play? Yeah. Okay, thank you. Okay. So since that ball turned to the left, let's try from the top left and aim to the right. Wow, look at that thing just kind of just gradually turn left. That one touched the left lip. So the shot's going to be somewhere in that area. Either keep the pace up and try to ram it in and risk having a difficult par. Let's try one more time. Let's try to play from the left side, bottom left, and play it down the line. It still wants to go left at the very end. Still wants to go left at the very end. So bottom left with a tiny push. Still wants to go left. Wow, so I'll have to find something else. Or just take my medicine and make sure, you just want to make sure you make a 2, especially tomorrow, because it's going to be raining all day long. It's going to be windy all day long. You just want to find something that's consistent. This is going to be flooded. This is going to be soaked. This is going to be soaked. It's going to mess with your speed. It's going to mess with your, you have to try to find it. Is the right wall worth it? I don't really know. Let's find out. Try to play the same theory as the left side. Little kiss. That was lining up, but even still, that one wanted to turn left at the end. All right, moving on. Let's go to 15. I haven't shown you guys 15 or 16 yet. But that's part of the grind. You're just seeing the process. And somebody like me, I'll sit here and just grind this thing nonstop for hours and hours until I figure it out. All right, here's 15. Jump hole. So from box 1, you just basically want to get it off the ramp, in between these 2 bunkers, past the cup, off the back and in. If you hit it softer than that, you have a chance to make it straight in the cup. You don't really want to try to go straight in the cup because you risk not getting over the channel. There's a channel, it's about that wide, you have to jump over. So middle, right? Just middle of the box, middle of the bunkers. Make sure you hit it through. Get a nice kick. It's random off the back. That ball could have easily just kicked straight back into the cup. It could kick 90 degrees sideways. You just really never know. Same thing, box 2, middle. Middle, maybe aiming at off the right of the cup now. And then I got, wow, look how hard that one kicked. That came all the way back here, but thankfully it's pretty straight. But that's just years of experience. Box 3, same thing. Just try to miss the cup. So that's what ends up happening. If you hit the direct cup, the ball could literally just go anywhere. Thankfully, that putt's pretty straight too. You can end up in these little pop bunkers, and if you're in a weird position, it's going to be difficult for you to get out. It's all feel. It's all just kind of, as you're just guessing. You know, if you somehow end up in this one, it could just be a completely random spot, and you're just trying to guess like what's going to happen when this thing comes out of the bunker. I'm making it look easy, but I've been in there before and I practiced so many times. When you come out of the bunker, the ball wants to curve immediately to the left. So if you know that, it can be helpful on making those difficult par putts to save your score. All right, 16. It's a drop-off hole. You just want to dribble it over the edge. So I haven't really practiced this one this much this year. I'm not sure if the tee boxes have shifted over slightly to the left, because before the outline was probably over here. But pretty much, okay, you're not going quite straight down the line. It's the tiniest little pull, but my eyes are left center of the cup this time. Before, the ball would bounce off and go to the left. You just want to make sure you get this thing going online. Oh, that one actually, okay, so that one dropped and tailed off to the left. Maybe I aimed that one slightly too far left. I'm probably hitting it a little bit too slow as well. You want to make sure you give this one a good confident hit, and you kind of just run it in there. Pick up the pace a little bit more. Now that one dropped off and bounced to the left. So that's part of the variance. You should make this 75 to 80% of the time. Box 2, it's going to be similar to box 1. Just try to aim left center of the cup. Give it a nice good stroke, and bang it in there. Same thing from box 3, it's just slightly farther. But if you're always confident in each one, I play this from the front. That way I'm not all the way to the back. Same thing. Boom, just bang it in there. Don't be afraid of it. That's 16. Okay, 17. Obelisk. 3 boxes, 3 different paths. And the hole sits back just on the right edge, right on the other side there, in between those 2 little circles on the right. But you can go to the left side, it's not blocked off. You can go to the left side, you can go through the middle, or you can go to the right. When you're on box 1, going through the middle is definitely not something that you should be trying to do. It's too narrow of a gap. You're going to hit the inside of the walls. This gap inside of there is barely bigger than my putter. You're going to hit the inside of the walls. It's going to pinball around. Okay. So some people will play this from the back right corner, play it off the right. You're going to be missing this as close as you can, getting the ball rolling through there. A little tap off the right rail, and you're trying to get the ball to line up. But the problem is that happens. You try to get too close, and you clip that, and it pinballs around, and now you have a 6-foot par putt instead of a much closer par putt. It's a very high risk. It's a high risk, low reward shot. Thankfully that putt's straight in. Very high risk, low reward. So if you're on box 1, just go to the left side. Use the top right. Kiss the ball off that left rail. Hit it with backdoor speed. Off the back. Sometimes you're going to get a random bounce, but you're going to be, as long as your pace is somewhat decent, you're going to be within the vicinity of the cup, and you're going to be able to make it 2. Sometimes you're going to get a weird random bounce, but it's never going to be that bad. Now, box 2 is a critical one here. In the past, this ball would break ever so slightly from right to left before it got into the channel. So I would play this from close to the top left corner, run it through there. If you get it through there with good pace, the ball lines up with the cup very, very well. Just get it through there with enough pace to get to the cup, and you have a great chance to make it. That one's just a little short, but this is the right line. So not quite in the corner. aiming right center of the gap. Run it through there. And that's 2 is the key. When you get on box 2, it's a much lower risk and a much higher reward. So remember, it breaks ever so slightly from right to left. Box 3, similar. You can go around, go down the right side, just kiss it off the wall. Kiss it off the wall, off the back, and get the ball kind of kicking, you know, kicking towards the cup. And that is pretty much the gist of 17. There are some weird kind of random spots here where these are kind of like little buttons. The ball can kind of go off of these, and they will go away. And if your ball ends up getting behind one of them, you know, if your ball ends up here somehow, it's very difficult because this is a dome, right? This is a dome. This is going to fall off to both sides. This would probably be the most difficult 4-foot putt you'd ever have. I thought that ball was going to go to the left. It's the worst thing worst thing that can happen to you is to be stuck back behind one of these buttons. Look at that. I mean, that's seriously, it's 1, 2, 3. That's, you know, about 4.5 feet. It'd be the most difficult 4-foot putt you ever had. Could you play it where you went off the wall? I mean, it's possible. But now I have to hit it over this button. I think you just have to take your medicine here. I think you just have to take your medicine and either do that to make your 3. That way you're not going over the button and ending up like back behind the other one. If you end up here, maybe you just do this. You know, I have a small chance to make it. That one went in, but at least I'm laying up and I'm going to make a 3. Whereas you try to challenge this and you end up going over here and then you get caught behind this one or some other stuff happens. It's just things that, you know, tournament players have to keep in mind. All right. On to 18. The shoot. This is the finishing hole. This hole can make you or break you. All the same from all 3 boxes. Get it up the chute, around the corner, and sling it out there. It's very random what happens. So you want to play from the right. Get it up there. Make sure it goes around. It's going to shoot out. It's going to end up out, kicking off the wall. And then you're going to literally be in a random place almost every single time. And depending on where you at is what the par putt is. If you're where I am, which is actually a pretty good spot, you're putting right down the grain of the carpet. Okay, like basically directly down the carpet line. It's hard to see, but the milling on the carpet, these lines, there's lines that go through here. You're basically putting right down the grain. So aim it right down the grain of the carpet and it'll stay on line. When you're over here or when you're over there, if you're in right on the line of the carpet, it'll stay on the line. It's the ones that you kind of get off the side of the carpet. You just don't know what's going to happen. I don't know if it's going to stay on or not. We're going to find out. So far, this is doing great. This is hole 1. These are ones you weren't able to see earlier. So from box 1, all of these turn from left to right. From box 1, play the top left corner, aim just on the left edge of the cup. Make sure you hit it hard enough. That's a good shot. I mean, you want to give it some pace. But you see how the ball's coming back. I didn't even touch the back wall. You pretty much just want to hit it Just aim at the left of the cup and just strike a good putt. So from box 2, sorry, I'm in the way here. Maybe I can just go right down the line. It's going to be pretty close to that. That's just staying right there. Usually that ball wants to kind of just leak ever so slightly to the right. Now, box 3, same thing. Aim left edge of the cup. But I have an alternative shot for you to watch. When the wind is blowing, or if you need this in the crazy round because another ball is blocking you. So from box 3, normally you would just play this anywhere, aim at the left part of the cup, and hope that it goes in, right? Just bang it up there. You're just aiming inside the left edge, right on the left edge. But when the wind's blowing and it's blowing west, blowing this way, it blows the ball so hard that sometimes it's okay to miss the cup to the right off the back wall. But now watch this ball. When the wind's blowing, that ball will trickle out all the way into that bunker. And now you're faced with that. So I've come up with an alternate way of playing it. And that is to use the wind as a wall, okay? Imagine all the wind is blowing really, really hard this way. And everything's going to the right. If you play the shot here and you aim on the right side, and all you gotta do is just work on your pace, get it out there, get it up, kick the wall. You see how everything just kind of goes back? Now when the wind's blowing, you're going straight back into the wind, and it's going to push the ball, and it's going to keep it from blowing it back towards those bunkers. That's the reason why I came up with that shot. It's very simple to do. The only real danger is if you just hit it way too hard. But all you're doing is top left corner. You're just aiming about one putter off of there. You're just trying to run the ball right through there. And that's it. Just get your pace right. You have a small chance to make it, but the whole point of it is just to get the ball. I need to hit a little bit harder than that, but just to get the ball working into the wind and using the wind as kind of a wall itself. Try to get one a little bit more pace. Little more pace. Kick it over there like that. I just need a little bit more pace, but that ball's lining up very, very well. So we'll bring it from the backside. So that on dot 3, when the wind's blowing from left to right, or from box 3, I'm 100% playing that shot to the right side. I want to give you guys a little better angle so you can kind of see what happens here. What's happening to the end of the shot. So the green slopes slightly from back to front. So anything you're hitting from here or over there, it's all going to turn back towards the tee. It's just nice, gentle break. But I'll show you what happens when I'm hitting that wall, how it's just, it's angling right towards the cup. Just make sure you give it a good pop. So that's a little firmer. See how that, it just hits that wall and it's just getting right towards the cup. Every one of those that I'm hitting is right on line for a potential ace. So I feel like it's a very low risk, and it's kind of a low risk, medium-ish reward. Let's try to like really hit one kind of hard. All right, I got a little bit more into that one, and there you go. Okay, so when you come here and play, the direction of the wind matters. The strategy you use matters. It all matters. If there are balls, let's say there are balls, let's say box 3 was your best box, right? And let's say there's balls that ended up right there and it's blocking the cup. You've got to figure out a way to get around it. And so that's it's kind of a double thing there where I can get around that ball that's blocking the front of the cup, have a chance for an ace, and I'm out of the way. A little bit more on it, kick it over there, boom. So the key is you're using the slope of this bunker to kind of shoot it a little left. You're getting it in here. It's going to kick, and you just hitting it and using the brake perfectly to get it back towards the cup. So, I mean, this is still right now, and I'm doing this perfectly fine. So in the wind, it just works great. And if I didn't hit that shot like that, the ball would have ended up just going right back in there. So there's number one. 2, 3, and 4. 3 is a good one to show you. It's a great ace. 4 is a good ace. And then obviously 5 with the windmill I showed earlier. It's about the timing. You want, no matter which box you're playing from, you want to start your swing when the blades are like this, perpendicular to the ground. As soon as that hits there, now, right? And you just kind of get that timing in your head. So you just line it up, get it through the middle of the gap, and just run it through there. And if you just practice that timing, you're gonna get it every time. And that putt was just right next to the cup, no problem, stress-free. I didn't get to see 2, 3, and 4, but we were able to get around the rest of the course, and it was quite good. So thanks everybody for watching. That ended up being a great stream to get the presentation and to watch the drama of the team championship. We got Sevi and Steve Lovell talking, some other players here, lights are on. It's 9:35 local time. And I'm super happy that I was able to at least get in here and get some practice, because come tomorrow morning, it's not forecasted to look like this at all. It's going to be miserable. It's like a 95% chance of rain. So again, Canada, Fiatcha, other people that have subscribed recently, I really appreciate it. I'm dedicated to bringing you guys good new content, keeping it fresh. I'm going to be out here streaming tomorrow, commentating, playing Battle of the Elements, and it's going to be a hell of a ride this weekend, especially tomorrow, where it's pretty much like 95% chance of rain all day long from 8 o'clock when the tournament starts until 5 o'clock. And then Sunday looks great. So it's going to be the survival of the fittest tomorrow, just a battle of wits, a battle of courage, just a test to deal with the elements. I've brought my rain gear. I'm prepared. Now that I've gotten some shots in, I've got a decent feel of how hard I need to hit the ball. And it's just going to be, I think, anybody that shoots a score of 36 or better in the first 3 games tomorrow, you're going to be in great shape. You're going to be in great shape. Anything 36, 35, 34, you're going to walk off the course. You're going to be exhausted at the end of the day, but you're going to be happy with where you're at. So if the weather forecast holds true, it's going to be the highest winning score in at least the last 3 years, where it's been 30 something under. I just can't see people going, if the weather is going to do what it's forecasted, I can't see people going that low. So my goal, 34, 35, 36 every round. If I can be 6 under par, 7 under par, that'd be amazing. If I'm 2 under par after the 3 games, I think I'm going to be fine with that too. So thanks again for watching. Here at Hastings, first time anybody's ever done a live stream. I hope things go well tomorrow. I'm using the Starlink, and let's go. Let's have a good time. I'm going to bring you guys the experience of what the Crazy Golf Championship is really like, and hope maybe one of you come and decide to play one day. That's the goal. All right, well, good night everyone, and we'll be back tomorrow morning, weather permitting. Not sure exactly what time. It could be 8 o'clock in the morning local time, so it'd be 3 o'clock Eastern time back home in the States. It could be 9 or 10. It kind of all depends on what the weather is. So I'll keep you guys posted on my Facebook, and get a schedule out there for you, and let's go. So good night everyone, and we'll see you tomorrow.